Farrell on it again. Deep one around the back. Quinn Asard. There is the breakthrough goal. It's Andrew Quinn. The underdogs bare their teeth and show their fight in this cup final. Drogs United strike first.
Welcome to the We Are the Drogs podcast, the Drogs United fans podcast, proudly sponsored by the Coffee Box.
Hello and welcome to the We Are the Drogs podcast, episode number 29. Joined as usual by Owen and Richie. How are you doing, lads?
How's it going?
Good, lads.
All good, yeah. Reasonably happy after the weekend. 4 points we said we'd be happy with and we got them, so can't really complain.
Yeah, no, that's it. Yeah, I think the three of us were looking for 4 points, weren't we, after the last podcast? Did any of us get it right? Did any of us get the predictions right?
Not sure, Owen. You mentioned this to me last night. One of us predicted 2-1 last night. I thought it was me, but now I'm not sure.
Yeah, I can't remember. I didn't listen back and check.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I went for a draw. No, a win in Sligo and a draw last night, I think.
You did, Richie. You did.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, sure that. Well, I got one of the lads, our regular listeners, John Brannigan, suggested that we need to keep score. We need to make it into a competition.
Good idea.
I was just thinking that earlier. I could keep a spreadsheet. It's maybe starting next year.
Spreadsheet sounds about right for you, doesn't it, really? Fucking spreadsheet.
Yeah, we'll leave that to you, Owen.
Yeah, no bother.
Yeah, well, look, if you want to do the last 5 games, we'll see who wins for the last 5.
Yeah, we might as well for the laugh. That can be your new nickname, Spreadsheet.
Been called worse.
You've been called worse, is right, yeah. I think we should probably start with Friday night, lads. I was out of the country, so I didn't even get a chance to see the game live on the telly or anything. I kind of caught up with things later on that evening, and then I couldn't remember what the score was and had to check again on Saturday. But I did watch the highlights, but neither of you made it over to Sligo, so you've both seen it on LOI TV again.
I did.
Oh, you did. Oh, right, okay, sorry.
Yeah, I was in Sligo. I travelled over and travelled home the same night.
Right, go on. We'll start with you. What was your overall impressions then, seeing as you were at?
Yeah, it was look, me, I suppose it was our watches ourselves. It was such a poor first half. They just never got going, in my opinion. For whatever reason, it was like nothing was coming off. I don't know, and like both of you've been in the showgrounds. It's a terrible ground, lads, isn't it? It's the atmosphere to me was just it's dead, it's flat. The whole ground is flat. But look, I'm not using that as an excuse for how we played, because that shouldn't be a reason. But it felt like it was a nothing match. Like around 20 to 8, there was nobody in. There was like, I don't know where the Sligo fans to be, but the game got going and just poor. He couldn't put 3 or 4 passes together for some reason. There was nothing coming off.
And here, Ricky, not to interrupt you, right, but do you think that might have had anything to do with the fact that it was on a Friday rather than a Saturday? Because Sligo's Saturday evening football for years, and they're just so used to the Saturday night.
That's right. Yeah. And I think the last time we played down there this season was a Friday night as well, wasn't it? Because we had the Monday game.
Was it? Right, okay.
I think so. Yeah, it could do, but yeah, it was, the atmosphere in the place is so flat. I don't know what it is. I don't think I've ever experienced a good atmosphere below. But as I said, look, I'm not using that as an excuse. That's not the reason why. But they just, for whatever reason, nothing was coming off of them. And you could see Doherty being so frustrated with them. And like you see about the changes then he made so quickly. Like I think it was Thomas whipped after 30 minutes.
Just before we go sort of delve into that, Richie, what was the starting 11? Back 5.
Yeah, he was back 5. He rested Brennan.
Okay, who started in the middle?
Doyle and Markey and Heaney.
and Heaney. So Shane Farrell and Ryan on the bench.
Yeah. And then up top, he Thomas and Davis.
Josh Thomas, Warren Davis. Right, okay, all right.
Yeah. Now look, I don't mind them changing the team up and that, but it just, I don't know, was that the reason why it didn't work, but it just, nothing was clicking for them. Now look, it's not easy going away in any League of Ireland game. I've said this before on this podcast, teams are strong at home. Like, Cork got a draw against Rovers the other night at home.
Yeah.
It's difficult. It is difficult now, so, but look, fair play to David, he changed it up, so he didn't wait around this time.
What was your thoughts on the first half, Owen?
Yeah, as Richie said, we just couldn't seem to get going at all. Now, I'm saying that, Sligo played really well as well, so that's partly why they were dominating midfield and stuff. And saying that, though, we could have went ahead, or we could have scored Markey had that great chance. Should have fuck up at the back with them. So, a 1-0 down at half time wasn't a total disaster. But yeah, he said, Kev, he seems to be a lot more open to making subs a bit earlier now than the last couple of games. I don't know whether that's just because we're basically safe or what, but yeah. He brought, it was 30-something minutes that Josh Thomas come off, Ryan Brennan come on. And he made the 3 at half time, so. Yeah,
he brought off Josh Thomas and brought on Ryan Brennan.
Yeah, they put Brennan up top.
Really?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I tell you, Greg's it was fucking good. It worked, because for the next 10 minutes.
Yeah, there was improvement, and then actually Sligo went and scored. But there was a big improvement. It was noticeable.
It really was, Owen.
I did hear people saying we improved greatly when Ryan came on, but I didn't realise Ryan came on for Josh Thomas. I hadn't worked that one out because I didn't look up the stats. But what Ryan was playing alongside Warren.
Yeah.
Right.
And it was really good because any ball into Ryan, into his feet, into his chest, into his head, he'll keep it. He'll win it. Now, no good playing balls down the channels like we would for Davis or Thomas because Ryan's not chasing it. But they were so clever, and didn't they all, for the next 10 minutes, they really got on top of it. And that was all because of Brendan, I thought.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
It was good now. But then you said, look, Sligo scored. He got a good goal. It was a good goal, in fairness.
It was a good strike, but he had a fair bit of free rein to kind of run in and pick his spot and hit it.
Maybe so.
Was a bit disappointed in myself.
Yeah, there was a lot of space, and people were standing off him, you kind of weren't expecting him to shoot from there, and he just picked the spot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lads, what was the rationale, do you think, bringing on Ryan up top, with Derry on the bench and the new striker on the bench? Why would he do that?
It was a strange one, all right.
He hasn't done that all year. The option's been there a few times, and he's never done that.
No, definitely not. I think we were missing a bit of cuteness around the pitch, and Ryan brings all that.
No, sorry about that, lads. Family phone call. We were talking about Ryan. I was just asking you, I wonder what the reasoning for bringing on Ryan and putting him up top. And was he genuinely playing up top, or were we playing with kind of Warren up and Ryan just kind of sitting a lot deeper? Or I'd imagine that was the way.
Yeah, just a little bit deeper, And he was saying that we were probably missing that bit of experience around the pitch, that bit of cuteness that Ryan can bring. Just trying to win a free kick, maybe higher up the pitch, or just trying to hold on to the ball a little bit and bring other players into it. Right. So maybe we'll start. Maybe look, you bring Derry on, he wouldn't have that experience. He'd be different threats, obviously. But no, it worked now. In fairness to that, it did work. It was good.
Kev said in his interview after the game that he was just felt they were missing that bit of leadership on the pitch, so that's why he brought Brian on.
Right.
Right. Okay. Wow. Yeah, that's an interesting one. So, did you say that was on half an hour, Richie?
Yeah, it was around that. It was around that. And then apparently there was footage. I don't know if there was footage or somebody seen it, but Thomas kicking the dugout when he was like sitting in it.
Pissed off.
Yeah, pissed off. Yeah, and rightly so. Like, you should be pissed off, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But,
bringing in a 33-year-old midfielder instead of him, like, you know.
yeah. But look, that's what I was saying there. Like, in the stand, we were like, oh, like, was it a bit harsh? Should they give them more time? But what professional football here? Like, this isn't kids' schoolboy football where everybody should get a chance to play. It's, you fucking go and you do it. If you don't do it, you get whipped off.
Yeah, but someone else said they thought you might have had a little knock, but I don't know what it's led to that.
Yeah. Now, look, I don't know. I didn't see him kicking any dugouts or kicking anything, but he did look to be a proper fucking skulk in the dugout. You know? So, but look, as I said, rightly so, he should be pissed off, you know what I mean, if he wasn't performing. So, yeah.
That's what you want, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. He shouldn't be coming off fucking high-fiving everybody.
Yeah, fair enough. It's a bit, yeah. I don't know how I'd feel if I was Jack Stretton, kind of thinking, why have they brought me in here and now they're not going to bother using me, type of thing, you know. But anyway, look, we'll get
Stratton
back to
wasn't on
that.
the bench Friday though.
He wasn't.
No, he was Monday. I'm just looking at the bench here. Yeah, he wasn't on it.
Ah, I wonder why that was.
Well, I think he was carrying a bit of a knock. So he obviously wasn't ready for Friday, but was on the bench Monday. So
Yeah.
Oh, he was carrying a bit of a knock after the Rovers game.
yeah, I think he came off in that one, did he? Yeah.
You're right. Yeah. Right, so that was what, lads? That was half an hour into the match, and was Sligo 1-up at that point?
No,
No.
still
All
on
right.
nil.
Right, so yeah, you were saying they scored shortly after Ryan come on, but it did improve.
Definitely did. Yeah, we had a good 10-minute spell, I'd say there, that we were getting chances and stuff, and then they just scored just before half time.
That's right, yeah. Yeah. And we were actually winning the ball up higher the pitch, weren't we, Owen? Like, when Ryan came on, we were turning it over a lot quicker, higher up the pitch.
Yeah, we were, yeah, definitely.
And creating chances. So, like, yeah, did a really good spell then at that stage. Then, as we said, Sligo went up and scored the other end.
Just to put it out there, and again, like, we're here to ask questions, and you know, if we need to be critical, but I found in the last while, probably last good while now, to be fair, that we're coming out of the blocks, maybe say for the first 5, 6, 7 minutes in games, and I'm thinking we're fairly at it, and then we're kind of just going into our shell, and we're just retreating deeper and deeper, and we're not getting any joy. And by the end of the first half, it's very, very frustrating, and you're going that we really need to improve in the second half. It's becoming a bit of a habit now. You know, standing around, even in United Park, even at home games, we're all standing looking at each other going, shit, lads, this isn't great. And then we come out in the second half then, same as we did it against Shamrock Rovers in the Cup, and we did it again last night against Shels. And, you know, we're not really starting, well, we might start games okay, as I said, first few minutes we seem alright, but definitely not. The first half in games isn't great.
Yeah. And, like, to me, that's down to the players.
How do you mean? It's not what they're told, it's just not doing it, like.
Exactly. It's not tactics by that. They say, look, let's all sit in the shell here and give them all the possession for the first 10 minutes. Like, I'd imagine that is telling them, look, word fucking go, lads, we're on this. And they're starting slow for whatever reason it is. So, you know, well, look, that's just be my opinion on it.
Yeah, look, no, I'd imagine you're 100% right. I can't imagine that being a tactic, but it is slightly concerning. But look, right at this stage of the season, and it was said last night after the result against Shels, we'll get to that in a bit, but, you know, who cares what way we win? You know, we've what, 5 games left. It's about results from here on in, lads. That's all it's about. Even if we're horrendously bad and we nick a draw or we get a good win or whatever, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter from here on in. 5 games left. It's just about getting the result on the pitch.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
100%,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but to be honest, not even that, to see Donny's history last night, I don't be jumping ahead to last night, but yeah, your man was on about possession, and Donny rolled his eyes like, that was deadly. He's like, I don't give a shit. Like,
Yeah, David Sheaton's interview, yeah.
yeah, and that was as funny. Donny's like, fucking possession, yeah. Who gives a shit? But it was deadly, so I was, but he's fucking right, like, who was the happier team last night after fucking 97 minutes?
Yeah?
Because he said they weren't saying nothing about our possession last year when we were bottom of the league.
Yeah.
Did he say that?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't actually hear him saying that. Yeah, no, even Owen Heary today, this morning on Off the Ball, said the exact same thing. He says, look, Drogheda don't care about possession stats. They're after coming out there and they're after beating one of their main rivals for European football. So terrific night for them. And he said they played really, really well. Without the ball, we've been saying this is becoming a cliche at this point. I'm sick saying it, but defensively were rock solid. Like they couldn't get. Again, we will talk about the Shelbourne game a little in more detail in a bit, obviously. But from most games this season, regardless of how much of the ball we've had or haven't had, we've just been defensively just really, really solid. And it has to start there. I know it frustrates us from week to week, and it can be frustrating. There's no point in denying, well, it is for me. I'm not speaking for you two, but personally, sometimes I do get really frustrated with it because it's like, Jesus Christ, why are we giving the ball away so much? And again, we even did it last night at times where our centre halves have the ball and instead of doing something productive with it, they just boom up the pitch. And it wasn't like we were under any pressure or, that kind of way. But we have been doing that quite a lot during the year. And I'm sure that really pisses Kevin off as well. I'm sure he's not sitting there going, right, Buljon, good man, just lash the ball into the stand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is frustrating. Yeah. It is frustrating. And I'm sure it frustrates him too, but he's not going to come out and say that in an interview. Yeah, look, it annoys me as well, like blah, 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 blah. Possession stats don't bother me. You've been saying this for months, Richie. I don't give a shit if we get a result. And I'm sitting here during the week happy as Larry. You know what I mean? I don't care about possession, but here we go with the buts. It can be frustrating to watch sometimes.
Obviously, yeah, of course it is. Yeah, it is. And look, would we all love to be crying Barcelona and all out attack for 90 minutes? Like, we'd all love that, wouldn't we? But as we've said here before, we play to our strengths, and we have all season. And why, right? And I know people are going to be pissed off at this. Oh, we should be going out all attack, but why? Like, we're sitting there with 5 games to go, still with a chance of European football. It's walking. It's like, right, it is annoying. I take everything you said there, Riggs. That's so frustrating at times. Fucking stop giving away. But it's walking for us this season. John Gill last night commenting on the game, he said, don't be fooled by this Drogheda team, what they're doing there. This is actually a masterclass. This team is so organised. Everybody knows their job. Like, that's good coaching. That's good tactics. That's it's
that's
great.
What Harry said as well, Richie.
Yeah, it's not like, as you said, right lads, everybody kick the ball away and just get your head on everything. It's fucking far from that. It's so organised. It's so disciplined. And it's probably the hardest side of football, the discipline side of it, to sit and hold your shape. So,
do you know what as well? It kind of makes me a little bit excited for the future that, if we can kind of, I know we're not going to throw the kitchen sink at budget-wise, but we're going to have to up the budget, hopefully, every year or a bit anyway. So say for next season, he's starting to retain players, like a couple of players during the week got kept on. Who was it? Dennison and Warren Davis. So that's 2 we kind of have down for long-term contracts now. So, they're 2 players you definitely want to keep. Defensively, was so organised, as we've just been saying. It would be amazing if we could, and we will, under Kevin, because as you said, I think he's a brilliant manager, and he's using all the tools in his arsenal to the nth degree. Like, there's nobody on that pitch that doesn't deserve to be there, and the work rate from everybody from 1 to 11 is phenomenal. Like, and you just can't deny that. We do lack quality at times, and we are kind of a little frustrating to watch because sometimes we do give away possession. And, I'm not possession, balls to that. He was on about the whole XG thing and all that, and how much effort and energy and how much running we do. That's great. And I hope we retain that. But if we could add a little bit of quality into it, where we do maybe retain the ball a little bit more and are slightly more on the front foot. Imagine matching that with the organisation that we've got defensively, all over the pitch. That we'd be a serious force to reckon with.
Yeah, I do know.
Yeah, we have much more to add on that. I'd say, as you said, about budgets and that, I imagine it will increase a bit, and I'd say Kev's aim is just to improve the overall quality of the squad, and the base he's working off the minute, it's a good place to start from. He said that I wouldn't say any team works harder than our lads.
No,
you can tell on the pitch. There hasn't been one game this season where I said, "Geez, the lads didn't look arsed." Every game is 100% effort.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a brilliant foundation to start on, isn't it?
Yeah,
brilliant goalkeeper, super back five, hard working. Right now, hopefully next season, add 2 or 3 quality players into that team and build them. You have to build into this team. There's no point changing this team to suit another team for next season. You need to add, into this team. So, great foundation going forward.
Yeah, so. Definitely. And there was a good, interesting conversation in the stand last night between a few people about. I'm not going to name names because we'll wait till probably the end of the season and we'll do a bit of a review about who we'd love to see staying and who we'd like to bring in and what areas of the pitch that we'd like to improve and all that carry on. But there was a few people kind of naming names and saying, I don't know about keeping this body and that body, and not being sentimental about it. There's players that might have been with us for a few years, and is it worth letting 1 or 2 of them go because they'll not be missed and all that. I think you do kind of get slightly attached to players, and you wouldn't like to see them leave and all that, but we can't be like that anymore. It's not, as you said earlier on, it's not underage football anymore. There's no passengers. You have to, be really, really honest about it. And I'm sure Kevin and Darragh will be, and there's no way them boys would be sentimental about anything. But, we'll definitely talk about that coming towards the end of the season, who we'd like to keep and who we probably wouldn't be too overly bothered if they kind of walked out the door. But I mean, I'm fond of nearly every player that's getting a game at the moment. I think they're all, as we said, putting in so much effort. It's just we need to maybe up that quality a little bit, just to kind of retain what we've got, as you said, and bring in a few fresh bodies that are proper ballers. But right, let's just go back to the Sligo game. The second half was a major improvement by all accounts.
Yeah, so much better.
Okay, in what sense? We just kind of kept the ball a bit more and got at them a bit more. Or?
Yeah, well, look, the changes I thought, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. You could tell. You got the 3 lads come on at half time, I think it was.
Yeah, so three and a half time.
Difference, yeah.
Yeah, 3 and a half time, and then obviously Ryan. So that was 4, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was 4 starting, 4 new players, say, for the second half.
So who was the 3 at half time?
Cruz, Farrell, and Kareem.
Yeah.
Okay, so Cruz came on again. So Conor Kane got the yoink. Right, yes. Right. Yeah, Interesting that he started Cruz again last night. Then.
Yeah, I thought Cruz was brilliant in Sligo, lads. He was class.
Okay.
Yeah, I liked good. And last night as well, I thought he was good. He was up against one of the best fullbacks in the league. So I'm sure we'll talk about that in a bit.
Yeah, he was fabulous, that guy. But yeah, you're fond of him, Borger. I've heard you say that a few times that you rate him like.
Yeah, I just like the way he puts himself about. I think he's got a great cross for the ball. He's very quick. He's very solid defensively as well. Yeah, he's aggressive. Yeah, and he can play. He's come on and played up further up the pitch as well, so he's a bit of versatility about him as well.
Yeah, I think Conor Kane has a battle on his hands.
All right, you reckon?
Oh, I think so. Which is great because you can't just settle for your place and Conor Kane said, well, I'm going to play every week, doesn't matter what I do. You need competition. And
You do, and
it.
I mean, you do see players in those positions getting kind of swapped in and out of teams and that as well. It's not like you try and keep your centre halves and your keeper and all that really solid, but you do. Other players come in and out of teams all the time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And now look, it wasn't Kane's fault the other night. Right, he didn't play well. There's another 6 of them probably didn't play well either. Just that happens in football. He just, whatever he did, it just didn't work for the other night. And look, second half, the changes just made the difference. Bit more energy to it, bit more forward play, bit more energy. Yeah, I suppose energy was the word.
And what was the crack for the goal? I know it was a penalty, but were we creating chances and stuff?
Yeah, Cruz put a couple of good balls into the box now, so we were attacking, we were threatening, but I don't know, the penalty was like, you see it on telly, they just lads, was it?
I just seen the highlights.
I thought it was a bit harsh now. I didn't call for it. Like,
what was it again? Did the ball bounce up and hit your man in the hand?
Yeah, sort of bounced up and hit him in the hand. He didn't. I don't look. Maybe he did have his hands out wide, but
didn't look like it.
At first glance, it didn't look like it. I thought it was a harsh. No, but don't give a fuck.
Boga.
I instantly said penalty, like, because that ball was going across the box and it hits his hand, stops the ball, like.
Okay, yeah, right. That's a good way to look at it then.
So I thought it was a penalty, and he's fair play to Doyle. He slotted away well. He's played well the last couple of games.
He has. He seems to have a fair bit of confidence.
Yeah, he does. I know what, I still don't think he's fully 100% match fit. I think there's a lot more there.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably why he didn't start the 2 games.
Yeah.
I'd say Kev just doesn't want to risk him as well with his injury history and that, so he put the panel away well.
He did, and I wasn't sure now, him and Ryan, I don't think now, was Ryan ever going to hit, but Ryan had the ball in his hands and then Doyle had it. And we were like, surely Ryan's going to hit this, but no, fair play, stepped up, lovely penalty.
Mm.
Well, Ryan would have been definitely the penalty taker before Dougie came into the club, wouldn't he? And then Dougie kind of took on that mantle, and then you would have thought Ryan would be the natural one to, if he's on the pitch, that he would have took it. But yeah, I don't give a shit who takes them as long as they go in.
Yes, slotted away lovely, put the keeper the wrong way, so it was good. We got back into it.
Yeah.
They're a good side, Sligo.
They are very good.
Richie,
impressive with them.
Yeah, they're a good side, Sligo. Very good.
Yeah, Jad Hakiki, and he's a top lit player, isn't he?
Yes, yeah. They're very good in Elding, and Fitzmaurice? Is it Fitzmaurice?
Gerald, no?
Yeah, was it? I think, yeah, he was playing out wide for them.
Will Fitzgerald.
Will Fitzgerald, yeah.
Yeah, he was.
He always has a good game against us.
He does. He fucking does.
And that little shithead from Crabtown had to go and score against us, didn't he?
Yeah. I don't know. I was just about to let a roar at him, so I wasn't before he scored. I was glad it said nothing. That'd be no shot.
Yeah.
He would have came running straight for me.
Yeah, sure he would. Did we look like going on and winning it at any time after we scored, lads?
Yeah, I think both teams could have won it. I think.
They hit the bar at one stage.
Yeah,
I did see that. Yeah,
we had a great chance. The ball was whipped in, and Lewis just missed getting a touch on it. I don't know if Cruz whipped the ball in or not. It's from the left side.
Right,
remember that. It just whizzed past the Lewis. If he had got a touch on it, it would have been in. Like.
That's right. Yeah. That was a great ball.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, that was. I felt like the second half just sort of dwindled out, like sort of just not having through the motions or anything, but there wasn't a whole pile happening either.
You would imagine that we would have been probably happier with the draw, obviously away in Sligo on a Friday, and they were probably a little bit more disappointed because they were after coming off the back of that Kerry kind of disaster, and they obviously had a great result then last night on the Monday beating Galway, so they look like they're kind of pulling clear of Galway and Galway, Cork and Waterford.
Yeah, Yeah, yeah. And it was a tricky one in Sligo because you didn't know how they were going to react after the Kerry defeat. They could
Yeah,
have
exactly.
easily heads dropped. They could have been down beat. But no, they were well up for it now. I wouldn't say the crowd helped them a lot, as I said earlier, but they were well up for it. And as I said, they're a good team.
Maybe though, Richie, I was going to mention that earlier, like there was a lot of extreme negativity surrounding them after that Kerry sort of capitulation, and rightly so. I mean, you can't go down and be 3-0 up against the first division team that are only in the league 5 minutes and lose 4-3. That's just horrendous. But maybe that's something to do with the kind of dead atmosphere, and there wasn't a great crowd at it and all that. Maybe that was something to do with that.
Yeah. Look, it's hard to know, but yeah, look, it was a good point. As I said earlier, any away game in this league is tough. There's nothing guaranteed. Nothing.
No.
So yeah, I was happy with the point. And look, the drive home from Sligo now with the defeat would be an absolute sickler. So
Yeah, big time.
you know yourself. So yeah, look, at least we went there. And look, Donny called to the crowd after the game, and he's very honest. He's just right up with the crowd, and he's saying like that wasn't good enough. We couldn't go 4 passes together. Just not good enough if it wasn't, It's just very refreshing. Yeah, he was up talking to us, and he was asking us then about the other results and that at the game. So he's such I don't know what the word is. He's so personal with fans.
Yeah, down to earth. He's one of the lads, really, isn't he?
Yeah.
Get that impression off him.
Yeah, and he's coming over, and he's rubbing their forehead, like Jesus, like sweat. That was a sweat. That was close, like got in, but just very honest.
He's too likeable. Like fucking hate criticising him. That's the problem.
I'm sure he's well able to take it.
I'm sure he is. We've had a few managers over the years, and even ones that won us a lot of things that just not likeable people. Like we've kind of spoke about them before, but Kevin is different gravy altogether. He just really is a likeable fella. And again, we probably can't afford to be sort of like sentimental about these things either. Sure, Kevin's a grand chap, give him the benefit of the doubt. You don't want to be doing that, but he's a genuinely sort of decent fella. And most things he says, you're kind of, we see he comes out with the odd thing here and there that you might go, oh, I don't know about that. Like he did say something about sort of performing well against Sligo all year. I said it to you last night, Owen. I was like, was Kevin at that match there last, whenever it was, the really sunny Friday night game that Sligo played us off the pitch and we bet them in United Park? Do you remember that last home game against Sligo? So, yeah.
Remember that one, yeah.
So he does come out with the odd one, but he probably forgets himself, trying to remember every single performance of every single game. But so look, overall, I suppose we have to be sort of well happy with getting a point over there, and then moving on to last night's win against Shels. Really, really good 2-1. Could have been 2-0, only for that mental scramble at the end where they nicked one back. But I suppose we'll start at the beginning. Kind of same old story as I was saying earlier on. I thought we first few minutes we looked well up for it, and then we just kind of sank into our little shell a little bit and let them sort of back into it not back into it, but let them kind of take over the game a little bit for me.
Yeah, and does it feel like that? I know we've spoken this here already, but is that us the way we sit in and give up the sort of space around midfield, and their centre halves will always have the ball, don't they? Is that what it looks like? But I draw it in control. You know what I mean?
It's similar. I think it's a bit like the way Bows, when we set up against Bows, they're like, just let them fucking knock it around, let them make something happen. Like, don't give them an inch. Obviously, bar the fucking just the middle of the park. But there was a lot of Shels. Even Joey O'Brien said it. He said, the Shels were good in the first 2/3, but they had nothing creatively up chances. Like, they had a couple of, probably 2 or 3 decent chances, but he said they didn't create enough to win the game. Like, he was very honest in his interview after, actually. He spoke pretty well.
Yeah. But, it is the equivalent to years ago, being accused of parking the bus. I mean, it's pretty much what we did. You know what I mean? It's like, that used to be a derogatory term, but I think Kevin's kind of wearing that as a badge of honour. We'll park the bus, lads, and if you think you can sort of drive through it, fair enough. But if you can't, you can't, and they just couldn't.
Yeah. Look, it's like we spoke about it so much, haven't we?
I know.
We just like
You can rarely
I know. Like I'm sure we all do, and all the fans got up. We know exactly how it's going to pan out, don't we? Every match.
Yeah.
We know, like we know it's gonna us sitting in, like, but look, it's different. Look, I think we're different at home than we are away. Like, definitely away, we definitely fucking sit really deep and really tight. But I think at home we do offer a little bit more going forward.
Yeah. No, without doubt.
You know.
Yeah, really that, yeah.
Yeah, we do at home, you know. And look, it's about scoring goals, isn't it? We scored first. Like, we got the chance.
We were clinical, they weren't. That's
exactly, yeah.
Yeah, well, they weren't, like, I mean, was it your man M. Beng that you mentioned earlier on? I thought he was absolutely brilliant.
Hey, man, you got from Cork.
Yeah, chopping the dreads. He is serious quality.
Yeah. He was shit for Cork.
I thought he was
Cork City
one of
fans
Cork's
were
best
happy
players.
saying that about players. They said Matt Healy was shit. They said Josh Honnington was shit. And look at them now. So.
Is it just Cork, is it?
Bit of that Cork bitterness in.
I watched a bit of him with Cork, like, you know, LOI TV and what have you. And I thought he looked good. I'm not saying, I've got an eye for a player or anything, you know what I mean? But I did. I think he looked quality, to be totally honest. And last night just sort of proved that. But, like, I think we kind of coped with him fairly well. Like, they were doubling up on him at times, and, you know, we did get a couple of balls into the box, and I think was it his ball that led to that Shels goal? I think it was, actually. But, like, yeah, we suffocated them in the final third of the pitch, and they weren't cutting us open. They did have a couple of chances. Your man, what's his name? Meepo?
Yeah.
He had a great chance in the first half. Dennison pulled off a really, really good save. And then he kind of went back in on Dennison, and it looked like he fouled Dennison. I think we ended up getting a free out. But, you know, I looked back at the highlights, and I know the highlights are always fairly poor. There's probably a lot more chances in the highlights that they could show, and they don't. But we, like, yeah, I don't know. It was kind of an okay game, but our goal was probably, you know, you couldn't say, we look like we were kind of, this is coming, you know what I mean? We're creating. I didn't think we were creating very much, but it was a Shels mistake. Like, it was a shit back pass into kind of no man's land, and Derry just picks up on the ball, and great finish by him.
Yeah, and I thought at one stage it got away from him because it was a heavy touch.
It was a poor touch, wasn't it?
They mentioned it off the ball this morning again as well. That was a really poor first touch, but you still had time to just have a look. And geez, what a finish though! Unbelievable.
Yeah, top ends.
Yeah,
spot, top corner. Yeah, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
That was only his was that only his second league start as well? I know it was a second league goal, but I don't think he started that many games.
He started against Galway when he scored, I think, did he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I think that's his second start and his second goal. So I mean, that's not a bad record.
Did he start against Bows up in Derry?
He might have.
I think him and Tommy Lewis started that night.
Yeah, you could be right. Actually, you could be right.
So, yeah. Well, yeah. Look, it's amazing. And to think about it, he missed the penalty against Rovers in the cup. We obviously he could have knocked his confidence. It could have put him back a bit, but it didn't. Like, that was a serious finish.
That's a really good point, Richie. That never even came into my head. His confidence must have been a bit knocked after that.
Yeah, especially for a young lad, you know.
Yeah, he's only 19, like.
Yeah, and to play out and do that, like, in a big game.
I found it funny though, Kevin's interview. He's like, no, he's only a young boy. He's only 19. Wouldn't we start him every week? And then you look at Mason Melia, who was turned 18 yesterday and scored a goal in the 18th minute to celebrate his 18th birthday. Yeah. And he starts every single game for them. Like, you know, you're like, this modern football's kind of not like that, Kev. You know, there's a lot of young lads getting a lot of minutes. Like it's a younger man's game than it used to be.
It is,
Yeah,
but players just develop at different ages. Like, say
Yeah,
the likes of Evan Ferguson developed at a very young age. Like, that's
what,
so
9
he's
or
only
10?
He's really
he
insane
played for Bows when he was 14 or something.
Played
And he's
against
only got
Chelsea.
2021. Yeah.
right.
He's the likes of Noonan who's 17. Just players just develop at different ages. That's all really.
Yeah. Just on that, lads, would you have Derry now as a first striker now to start every week and then play somebody else around them?
I don't know,
I'd
Richie.
have him ahead of Alua. I'd have him ahead of Alua in the pecking order anyway.
I would as well at the minute, yeah.
It depends what way you want to play. Like, if you play him with Josh Thomas, like, you've a bit of both. You've Thomas's pace and his hard work and everything. Like, they could work well together.
Yeah.
Him and Alua be sort of different setup. I still think he's fairly raw. Like, he will make mistakes and stuff, but he's learning on the job. Basically, this is his first year playing senior football. Like,
yeah, he really is.
He's learning for it. So he's doing well so far, I think. Anyway, I know some people might not agree with that, but
yeah, no, I've noticed him now. Like when he was first in and out of the team, I thought his touch was heavy. I thought he wasn't shielding the ball as well. He was losing it. Like the last couple of games, he's been the opposite of that. He's been winning balls. He's been holding it up. Like his touch is getting better. Like he's definitely, as you said, learning on the job, and he's getting better.
No, sure, like, the usual carry on. The irony last night was he was getting dogs abuse from around us, and you know who you are if you're listening, and then he just scores a screamer of a goal. You're just turning around going, "What was that?"
Yeah.
I don't think we could be too snap judgments of a 19-year-old lad who's just literally getting his first professional contract. And I think a lot of this has to do with like how young he went into the League of Ireland coaching setup, you know what I mean? Because Mason Melia has been at Pats for years now. And he's kind of come through that system, and obviously, he was spotted at a very, very young age by Spurs. And, I'm not sure about Barry's sort of history with the game, but, he might have only come into, a kind of a semi-pro setup as a 16 or 17-year-old, you know what I mean? So he might only be in the environment for a year or two before he gets sort of picked to play for the senior team and gets a pro contract. So you just don't know. As you said, he might not really sort of start flourishing until next season. That rawness that he has in him, and that little bit of experience is massive, isn't it? Like,
oh yeah,
experience is everything in this game.
Without a doubt. Like, you're coming up against like Lopez there, or Rovers and Grace, and your top centre halves in this league. You don't be long learning.
Yeah, like, coming up against them Shels lads last night, Paddy Barron. These are their league champions. Let's not forget this.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
They're after qualifying. They're after qualifying for European group stages. Like, let's not forget that neither. They have a lot of games under our belts and a lot of experience. Yeah. The lads they brought off the bench was unbelievable.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah. Like, as I said, these are players that have been around the block, and he did really well against them. So, look, in my opinion now, at the minute, just watching the last couple of games, I'd have him starting every match. I'd start him now against Derry Friday night.
Would you?
I would, yeah. And I'd have Thomas or Davis then off him, so you're getting that bit of balance with a bit of both. I do think Tottenham need a big man up front. Because
of the way we play. Yeah, I think I'm kind of in agreement with you about that.
Yeah, and I like it. I do like. I don't know, maybe it's just old school, but I like a big tag man.
Yeah. Look, it's one of them things. If we start him and he does well and he scores, absolutely, that was the right decision. If he's not having a great one, people are just going to call him a donkey because he's a big fella, and get get Josh Thomas on, because we know what he's capable of, those little through balls and the pace that he has and all that. But I'm kind of feeling a bit sorry for him. He doesn't seem to be having a great time of it lately. And Warren as well. He's had his moments over the last while, but he just seems to be sort of missing that little spark a little bit.
Yeah, no,
He's not getting the chances.
No, he's not. And there was probably a lot going on with him this year now, because there was talk of getting a move, wasn't there? And he sort of come around for the European football, and that didn't happen, and a couple of injuries. So it was sort of, these little things like that will probably put you off a little bit. But no, look, the talent's there, Warren. We can all see it.
Oh, without doubt.
No, so look, maybe this season might just frizzle out from, but look, he's signed up for another 2 years with us, so
yeah,
it's good,
He's still only a 10 as well, you have to remember.
What's he? 20?
Yeah, I think he's 20, yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah,
so he's still learning as well.
Yeah, and then plus as well, I think as well, look, he sort of hit the ground running early in the season, didn't he? And he probably caught a lot of defenders off guard, didn't know what they were up against. And then they play against him once or twice and he know his game. Little things like that. So, look, he'll have to maybe adapt as well and change things as well.
Yeah, good point.
Little things like that do come into play.
Yeah, no, look, without doubt. But listen, the second goal, I think it's been credited as an own goal, but I think for all of us, it's another Randy Quinn goal, because that ball, I looked at it a good 3 or 4 times before we started doing this, and it looks like it's going in. If it doesn't hit off the Shels player, it's going in. So that's another goal for Quinn, who's been exceptional. I think he was just brilliant last night again, lads.
Oh, he's class actually.
Well, yeah. He's close to player of the year. Yeah. Think so.
Yeah.
Especially last few weeks.
Yeah. And lads, that's a big call now to call that over Keely, isn't it?
I know.
Like, how good is Keely being?
Keely's been exceptional, and he scored 6 goals or something as well, like.
Yeah. But I just think Quinn offers more, even now. I know Doherty made a joke about last night, him taking the ball up the sideline and the injury drive was 2-0. But he offers so much going forward. I've never seen a centre half be able to run with the ball like that.
I know, the ball at his feet. It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah, and he's knocking the boy lads and running around the other side of them and getting on the end of it. And it's like, fucking hell, prime Messi. Centre half.
It's definitely between the two of them, Keely and Quinn, and it's very, very tight, like between, I don't know. I'm not. We'll leave that one for another few weeks until we see how everything sort of pans out. But so 2-0 up, and I mean they more or less got a consolation, and we held on to the ball really, really well for the 7 minutes of fucking injury time. Wherever your man got that, that's ridiculous.
It's never 7 minutes when we're fucking win or when we're losing.
I don't think I've ever seen 7 minutes. I can't remember the last time.
So I would have thought maybe he was going to do 5 minutes, but 7 was a bit much now,
6 at the most, though. Like 6, you went, all right, but 7?
Yeah.
There was no bad injuries. There was no players down for like 4 or 5 minutes like you do see in games, and you get a lot of time added on at the end. There was nothing like that.
No. And we made 6 subs in Galway, and there wasn't that much injury time.
No, you're right. I think overall the refereeing, it was one of them. He let us away with stuff, and he let them away with stuff, and he certainly let us away with that push in the back in the box. That was ridiculous. How they didn't get a penalty, I'll never know.
Yeah,
I thought that was a penalty. I think the only thing is Meepo might have a bit of a rep for going down easy, so that might have went against him. But my instant reaction was, that's definitely a penalty. Like.
The ref was 5 foot away from it own. He was standing literally right beside it, and it was 2 hands on the back, and there seemed to be a bit of force in it. It didn't seem to be just hands on the back. You know what I mean? It was definitely a push.
Yeah, that was Keely, was it? Was that Keely?
It was Keely, yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? It's like as you said, players have a reputation for going down easy, and it does backfire them.
Mm-hmm.
Referees, like, I fucking watch that. But what annoys me with the referees is how they're getting sucked into these fucking fouls. Like, we all can see a player about to jump in the ground as soon as he gets a little touch and the referee gives a fucking free kick. Like, come on, you know what he's doing and you're still giving him a free kick.
Yeah, no, 100%. And you could see a man Gannon in the lead up to Derry's goal as well. Gannon went down. I think Derry sort of took the ball off him, didn't he? And sort of badged by him a little bit. And he was kind of like, 10 minutes later, he was coming up to the linesman and the ref kind of holding his stomach, you know, as if to say, that was a free. And it wasn't, no way it was a free kick. There was nothing in it. He was just basically looking for it. But I have to admit that I think Shels definitely, they were crying out for another penalty as well. I think that Ryan Brennan handled the ball on the box. He sort of went down and the ball seemed to hit him on the ground. And again, the referee was like 3 feet away from it and he just waved it on.
Yeah,
we were probably lucky enough we didn't get one penalty given against us.
Yeah, we got away with it, so did we?
I think we deserve a bit of luck after that shit show against Rovers in the Cup.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, it swings around bits in football, you know. You get them sometimes, then they go against you, so. Yeah.
Oh, these things level themselves out over the course of a season.
Yeah. Well, look, one thing now, I just fucking hope we never see VAR in fucking Irish football, so.
Yeah, we're fucked.
Yeah, I think we'll ruin the lads.
Yeah, I don't watch a lot of English football, Richie, so you know a lot more about it than me, but it's a total nightmare, is it?
It's fucking ruined the game. Like, you fucking hell, like, even the celebrating goal, you feel like a fucking numpty. Like, I'm jumping around the sitting room, and then all of a sudden, just allowed, oh shit, it's back down.
Yeah. Oh, no.
It's took all the emotion out of football.
Oh, yeah, cat.
Yeah. It is, and that's why I love League of Ireland, because when we score up in United Park, you're hugging everybody around you, and you know you don't have to stop hugging them because this goal isn't being disallowed. That's why League of Ireland is the best.
Yeah, I agree with you there. But just like the magnitude of that result last night can't be sort of understated, lads, because we all three of us said this last week when we were doing the pod. We need to beat Shels on Monday, regardless of what happens against Sligo. We have to get 3 points against Shels on Monday, and I think most of the other matches went their way on Friday night, didn't they? Apart from Pat's one, didn't everyone else drew? Am I right in saying that?
No, Pat's and goal we draw. Bowes won.
Bowes won. Excuse me. Yeah, you're right. Bowes won, but everyone else drew. So, so I think the match on Monday was so important to get the 3 points. A draw wasn't good enough. We just had to get the 3, and we did. So, an absolutely massive result that kind of sets us up now going into the last 5 games. So starting with Derry on Friday at home in United Park, we know Derry. We've played them obviously a handful of times already this year, and apart from that one disappointing performance away in the Brandywell, we all know why. And what happened that night, it wasn't great, but every other game, they've been tight, and we've really, really put it up to them. So, really looking forward to Friday night now against them.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and it's probably another game. Let's be honest, it's a must-win, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Massive.
Yeah, I think we need to win all our home games.
Definitely.
Yeah. Against the teams around us as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, as we said last week, like, all the big games against the team around us are at home, aren't they? With Shels, Derry and
Bowes, yeah.
So we have them at home, so,
well.
Yeah. So look, as we said, we had to beat Shels, we did. I think it's the same this weekend. We have to beat Derry. We have to beat them to get if you want to go.
Any chance, yeah. You have to beat them.
And it's tough. We're just looking at the league there now. I know we're joint. We're all on, is it 46 points? Yeah. 42? Something like that. But like, if Rovers there have a spot gone, so like the top spot's gone, then you've second Bowes are there, you've Derry and Pats. So you have to sort of get by them to get into Europe, which is not going to be easy. But look, as I said, just go have to beat Derry Friday night. That's a good place to start.
Yeah, and as a lot of the sort of media and that were pointing out today, if Derry lose in United Park on Friday and Rovers beat Bows, that's the league done.
Yeah.
So Friday could be absolutely massive for European qualification and for the league. I think the league is done anyway, but I mean it could be all wrapped up with 4 games to spare for Rovers, which they would love because they've Europe and the Cup coming up and all that. So that would really suit them, and it would knock the bollocks out of Derry if we can get 3 points against them on Friday night.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And like this Friday night, we beat Derry, hopefully, and Rovers beat Bows. That's Derry and Bows ahead of us dropping points.
Exactly. And that's Rovers winning the league, and then they hopefully go on and win the cup, so it'll push that European spot down into 4th.
Yeah.
So then you're playing for 4th. Obviously, you're playing for 3rd if you can get it, but, you keep going till the end, because if us going into that last game of the season, hopefully with Bows and we've something to play for. Imagine going into that game, winner takes Europe type thing. That'd be just mental. Be like a cup final.
That's a Saturday game as well.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Early, isn't it, Saturday?
4:30, yeah.
4:30, yeah. Wow,
Jesus. Getting nervous thinking about that now already. But, so, yeah, look, lads, Derry Friday. We'll get a prediction and we'll get a spreadsheet. You can keep a note of it. Right? You want to go first?
Get 10.
Hang on, I get a spreadsheet. Right, is he
Right,
also getting a pen? Is he?
Right, so what way are we doing it? Are we getting points for a prediction, or just a win, or a prediction to score?
I'd say 1 point for the right result, 3 points for the correct score.
Oh, is there a bonus point for goal scorers?
Oh yeah, we can do that as well.
And we'll need a big spreadsheet.
Yeah.
We're going to need a bigger spreadsheet, boys.
Yeah. I don't know, I'll have to take some time out of work to fucking do this now, yeah.
Take a day off tomorrow, Owen.
Yeah.
It'll be worth it.
You've loads of annual leave, you have a cushy government job, you'd be grand.
True, yeah. Right, I'll start, right. I reckon 2-1 to us. And I'll say Kareem and Ryan Brennan to score.
Okay. Richie?
Yeah, I'm going to go 1-0 draw.
Okay, who's the goal scorer?
I'm going to go Davis. Warren Davis.
Warren Davis.
I think it's due a goal.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
I'm also going to go 2-1 Drogheda. And I'm going to say, for an extra bonus point, Mickey Duffy's going to score for Derry.
Oh.
Because he always fucking scores against us. And for Drogheda, I'm going to go Josh Thomas and Andy Quinn.
He does like scoring against Derry.
There we go.
Good call.
Mm.
I'm just going to pick a Derry player now. They're going to score. Hold on, give me a sec. I was going to pick your man Adam Yemi, but apparently he's injured, which is pretty good news for us.
Yeah, happy days.
I'm going to say Adam O'Reilly.
Okay.
What should we put? 50 quid ahead into the series?
Woo!
I am a shy. I pay for the podcast already. You two can pony up the kitty for this. We'll have to. We can get listeners involved as well. If you want to email, wearethe.drogs@gmail.com.
Yeah, or message us Facebook or Instagram. We are the Drogs, or Twitter as well.
Oh, we have a Twitter, do we? I don't know that.
We do, yeah.
X. Yeah. No bother. Right, lads. Yeah, another massive one coming on Friday, so looking forward to it, and I'll see you above.
Come here, lads, just right before we go, just like the ultras again, the atmosphere the other night against Shels was unbelievable.
Yeah. Class.
Yeah, it was top class. And even they ran the free bus to Sligo as well, like fair play to them.
Yeah, brilliant. And especially for a Monday night game, 'cause I know we sorry, not patting the league on the back, but you know, like a few years ago, we know what Monday nights were like, lads. You know, even the atmosphere might have been great and all, but you were getting like, yeah, half the crowd you'd be getting on your Friday. But I thought the other night was a great crowd. Shels seemed to have sold out their end, and it was probably a bit lighter than it would be on the Friday, which is understandable because a lot of kids have stuff on and school the next day and all. But it's a great crowd.
Yeah, it was electric. So it was brilliant.
Yeah. And there's a new mural up on the cross lanes end up towards Amble Crescent. Did you see that?
Seeing it, it's very good.
Yeah, it looks class. Really, really, really cool looking.
I wonder who did that.
I have no idea.
I think it was some sort of local art initiative, wasn't it?
All right.
Up a thing about it.
Oh, very good. Very good. And I also seen the club were entering in a team into the women's league and that. What was that about? Did you see all that?
Yeah, there's going to be a women's development league. So I think there's going to be so obviously there's a women's premier. I think the clubs have an option to have like an under 20s threes team or something. So it'll basically be the next step up for I think we've go up as far as 17s or 19s in the women's. So it'll be just the next step up for them to play.
Brilliant.
To see.
And then they can go on from there and hopefully enter not the semi-pro sort of women's league.
Yeah, that's too.
Sorry,
yeah, I'd imagine that is the pathway for it, isn't it? Just it's like instead of going from 19 straight into senior prem, you've got that sort of that gap, which is great.
Yeah, no, brilliant. Be great to see women's football take off in Drogheda because it seems to be doing fairly well around the country. Like,
absolutely,
at loan and stuff. It was a shame to see them getting a bit of a hiding because they had done so well in the European competitions. But you know, fair play to them for getting as far as they got.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, it's great to see.
Yeah, definitely. Right, boys. Anything else you want to add before we go?
No, all good.
No, all good.
Right, deadly. I'll talk to both of you on Friday night, hopefully.
See you Friday, lads.
Right.
Cheers,
see you then. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.